When I was 6 years old, I once saw a magnificent picture in a book on the virgin forest called Stories of Life. It was a boa constrictor that had swallowed a wild beast. It was written in the book, boa constrictors swallow their whole prey without chewing. Then they cannot move and they sleep during the 6 months of their digestion. I then thought a lot about the adventures of the jungle, and in turn succeeded with a colored pencil in drawing my very first drawing. I showed my masterpiece to the grown-ups and asked them if my drawing frightened them. They said, why would a hat be scary? My drawing was not of a hat, it was a boa constrictor digesting an elephant. I then drew the inside of the boa constrictor so that the grown-ups could understand. They always required more explanation. Grown-ups advised me to leave aside the drawings of boa constrictors from the outside or the inside, and to interest myself instead in geography, history, calculation, and grammar. Thus, at the age of 6, I abandoned a magnificent career as a painter. I'd been discouraged by the failure of my first drawing and my second drawing. Grown-ups never understand anything on their own, and it is tiring for children to always have to give them explanations. So I had to choose another profession. I learned to fly planes, I flew all over the world, and geography, that's right, served me well. I knew how to recognize at first glance China or Arizona. It is useful if you have gone astray during the night. I have had in the course of my life a lot of contact with many serious people. I have lived among the grown-ups, I saw them up close. It did not really improve my opinion of them. When I met one that seemed to me a little lucid, I had them experience my drawing number 1, which I had preserved. I wanted to know if they could come to a real understanding, but they always replied, it's a hat. After that I spoke to them, neither a boa constrictors nor a virgin forest nor of stars. I put myself within their reach. I talked about bridge, golf, politics, and ties, and the grown-ups were glad to know such a reasonable man. So I lived alone with no one to talk to, until a breakdown in the Sahara desert 6 years ago. Something had broken in my engine, and since I had neither a mechanic nor a passenger with me, I prepared to try by myself to make a difficult reprieve. It was a matter of life and death. I had hardly any water to drink for a week. The first night I fell asleep on the sand, 1,000 miles from any inhabited land. I was much more isolated than a castaway on a raft in the middle of the ocean. Then you imagine my surprise at dawn when a funny little voice woke me up. She said, please draw me a sheep. Draw me a sheep. Draw me a sheep. I jumped on my feet as if I had been struck by lightning. I rubbed my eyes while I watched, and I saw a very extraordinary little man who looked at me gravely. This is the best portrait I later managed to make of him. But my drawing, of course, is much less ravishing than the model. It is not my fault. I had been discouraged in my career as a painter by the grown-ups at the age of 6, and I had learned nothing to draw except closed bows and open bows. I looked at this apparition with eyes full of astonishment. Do not forget that I was 1,000 miles from any inhabited region. Now my little fellow seemed to me neither astray, nor dead of fatigue, nor dead of hunger, nor death of thirst, nor dead of fear. He had not the appearance of a child lost in the middle of the desert, 1,000 miles from any inhabited region. When I finally succeeded in speaking, I said to him, "What are you doing here?" And he repeated to me very gently as a very serious thing, "Please draw me a sheep. Please draw me a sheep. Please draw me a sheep. Please." When the mystery is too impressive, we do not dare to disobey. As absurd as it seemed to me, 1,000 miles from all inhabited places and in danger of death, I took out of my pocket a sheet of paper and a pen. But I remembered that I had studied geography, history, calculation, and grammar, and I told the little fellow with a little bad humor that I did not know how to draw. He replied, "It does not matter. Draw me a sheep." As I had never drawn a sheep, I thought of him as one of the only 2 drawings of which I was capable, that of the bow closed, and I was astounded to hear the little fellow reply, "No, no, I do not want an elephant in a boa. A boa is very dangerous, and an elephant is very cumbersome. My place is tight, I need a sheep.
Draw me a sheep."
I drew, he looked attentively then.
"No, no."
"That one is already very ill, do another one." I drew.
He looked attentively then. "No, that one is already ill, do another one." True, now draw.
My friend smiled gently, indulgently. "You see, it's not a sheep. It's a ram, he has horns." So I still refused my drawing. But he was refused like the preceding ones. "This one is too old, I want a long-lived sheep." Then, for lack of patience, as I was anxious to begin the dismantling of my engine, I scribbled this drawing. Then I threw, "That's the box, the sheep you want is in it." But I was much surprised to see the face of my young judge illuminated. "That's exactly how I wanted it. Do you think this sheep needs a lot of grass?"
Why?
"Because my place is very small. I'm sure it'll be enough. I've given you a very small sheep." He bent his head over the drawing.
"Not that small, look, it's fallen asleep."
And so it was that I made the acquaintance of the little prince.